everyone. It is your girl, Kristy Angelee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am excited that you are joining me on this lovely afternoon, this wonderful Wednesday, whatever morning or time of day it is where you are tuning in from. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel, where we talk about all things living life as an elite single mom. And for every person that is joining, that is an ally. You may not be a single mom. You may be a guy. You may be an aunt. You may be an uncle. You may be a grandmother. You may be a sibling. You may just be a friend. I want to say thank you so much for all of your support. I want to say thank you so much for showing up where it's needed most, in those workplaces, right, in the community, when you're talking about laws that are being passed and unjust, things that are going on, even that may be happening, that is really affecting the lives of single moms. And you decide to stand up, you decide to have that voice for the single mom and to let people know that what they're doing is not just right. So we appreciate you for joining this community. I appreciate you for loving on single moms. Maybe it was your mother who was or is a single mom, and you know the weight it is to be a single mom, especially in 2025. Okay. There's never a good time to be a single mom. I just want you to know that there is never a good time to say, oh, yeah, this is a heck of a time to be a single mom. Let's do it. No, it's never a good time to be a single mom. And so I'm all for supporting those that are single moms. I myself am a single mom of two amazing boys, and it's been a journey, and I'm grateful for the journey, because now I am fully equipped to be able to help other single moms maneuver or navigate this space, this season that you're in. And I just want you to know that it is only for a season. It is only temporary. If this is your decision to be a lifelong single mom because of maybe a traumatic, event that has taken place, and you just can't find it within yourself to lend your heart to someone else again. So you decided to just say, this is it. This is my life. I'm going to journey as a single mom. So that's why I say it's only a season. It's only temporary, because we have those who are saying, you know what? I love love. I love having that person. I love being in a relationship. I love being in marriage. And I want to find that person that is meant for me. So this is only a temporary season. And while you're in this season, my goal is to equip you. My goal is to help you to become the best single mom, the best woman, the best community activist or business leader or ministry leader that you are called to be, and understanding this space that you're in right now, so you won't feel as if you are trapped, that you're stuck, that there is no way forward, that there's not resources out there to help or equip you to become the greatest single mom that you can be during this time of your life. So I am Miss Kristy Angelee, and welcome back to this special part 2 of our WYIC Live Boost series on business resilience. You all, we had a blast last Wednesday. So if you joined me last Wednesday, let me know in the comments. Let me see you light up the comments saying that I was there. I was in the building. I was in the room. I was on the live. I was on the YouTube, on your channel. Let me know, so that we can also let other people know that this is the place that you come. This is the hub for single moms to reclaim their life of abundance. So we're going to do a little housekeeping before we move even further into our session or segment on today. So if this is your first time joining this channel, I want you to drop a 1 in the comments. If this is your second time joining this channel, Drop that 2 in the comments. If this is your third time and beyond joining this channel, please go ahead and lock in with that 3 in the comments. And all of my 3s, show mad love to my 2s and 1s and let them know they are in the right space. Let them know they are right where they need to be to reclaim their life of abundance, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in business, or whether it's in family. You are in the hub of single moms reclaiming their life of abundance. Okay, so I'm excited that you're here with me on today, and tag your bestie, tag your YouTube bestie. Let them know that we are getting ready to delve a little bit deeper into building a business or a resilient business during a recession. And we are, as people have been stating, crazy times. But you know what? I've learned that in God's time, there is nothing crazy about kingdom positioning, so that we can increase, so that we can expand, and so that we can have influence. So this is a great time. You know, this is the changing of the guards time. This is the changing of the wealth, right? Wealth transfer time. And you are in the right space to learn how to plug in what that means for your life, and what that means for you right now as a single mom, and how you can advance, how you can promote yourself. All right. So, and if you caught part 1, you already know we're not building to survive. It's time out for surviving. We are no longer just having the cutesy phrase, you know, being part of the trend of single mom mindset, whereas, oh, I'm surviving and I'm the victim, or I'm a single mom, with that mentality of that you're weak and that you're helpless and that you can't do no more, and you're a single mom. That means you are supposed to be waited on hands and feet. No, ma'am. We are no longer surviving. We are no longer having that mentality. Sorry. We're no longer having that mentality. We're building to withstand, sustain, and reign. I want you to say that I am building, as I talked to you all about last week, right? That we're going to be dropping some powerful, affirmations and words and mindset shifting, words, thoughts that I want you to grab hold to. I want you to hang on to them. And when you hear something that resonates with your spirit, something that speaks to the core of who you are, I want you to go ahead and type that in the chat, or I want you to write it in your journal. I hope you have a journal. Okay. I hope you have seen that this page is full of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So you don't want to come in this space empty-handed, and you don't want to leave empty-handed. You want to leave with the wisdom from this page. Okay. You want to leave with the wisdom from this channel. So I want to make sure that every time you tune in to this channel, that you have a pen and you have a notepad, and you're ready to take copious amounts of notes and leave those gems right with someone else. What are you gleaning? What are you gaining? Drop it in the comments. Drop something quick in the because what you're hearing is resonating with you, but it also could resonate with someone else. So we are here to share. We are here to, not just be hoarders of knowledge, but also share what we are learning, what we're gleaning, in a way that it makes sense, not only to you, but to those that are in this space with you. Okay. So we are building to withstand. And I want you to say that I am building to withstand, sustain, and reign. And when you say that, I want you to square your shoulders and receive the confidence that's in that, phrase, that confidence that's in that statement. I am building to withstand, sustain, and reign. All right. We are reigning. But today we're going deeper. Last week was good. It was the foundation, but we're going deeper. You're going deeper. We're talking about one of the most overlooked pillars of the WYIC framework, or What's Your I Can framework. And that is because sometimes we can despise small beginnings, and we look at what we have as not much, right? So that is the inventory. The WYIC, the I in WYIC is the inventory and how to assess it honestly. How do we glean and gain from it honestly? Activate it boldly, and most importantly, recognize its value even in crisis. What you have inside of you, your gifts, your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding, how you interpret, how the perspective in which you view things from, these are valuable. And we don't want to throw anything out just because it's a crisis, that you're dealing with a tough time, you're dealing with something hard, you're dealing with something that is strenuous, and you look at what you have and you're wondering, how does this even work with where I am? Even in a crisis, you were created, you were purposed for such a time as this. I want you to know that I've been studying over the book of Esther, and in the Bible, it talks about when Mordecai told Esther, you don't know if this is the reason for you to be in this position, to be able to be a deliverer for your people. So you don't know if you are gifted with what you're gifted with, to be the answer to deliver some people during this 2025 or during this 21st century. So we don't want to discredit what we have, nor do we want to hoard what we have. Oh, it's me and mine and no one else, right? I'm getting my money. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to travel the world, and me and my children, and we are shutting out everyone else, and with the mentality of I made this happen so they can make it happen for themselves. You don't know if what you have been given was to be released so that you can be the answer, the breakthrough for someone else. So let me tell you, this is not just business talk, all right? So we're not just talking about business. This is a kingdom conversation. If you've never been a part of a kingdom conversation, welcome to the Elite Single Mom Lifestyle Channel. I am Miss Kristy Angelee, and I will be leading you into kingdom conversations. So this past week, I had the honor of attending my very first camp meeting in person. My very first. It was phenomenal. I've watched, so many online, such as Kenneth Copeland Ministries or Dufresne Ministries, dreaming one day I'd be in the room, and it was made possible. And when I found out New Life Austin was hosting the SCTX camp meeting, I knew I had to go. I knew I had to be in the room. And so I did everything that I needed to do to make sure that I was in the room. Okay. So that may be some of you. You may be moving, everything out of the way to make sure you are in the right room. And when I found out, I was so thrilled. And so from the moment I walked in, the prayer, the worship, the prophetic intercession, it wasn't just going to a church building. It was an encounter. It was more than just a fellowship with other believers. It was a relationship building, setting with Christ. And then came the message. Good people have bad seasons. Is that you right now? Am I talking to you? Am I talking to that good person, that person who is trying their hardest, that person that is working 2 jobs, that person that is loving their children, that person that is paying their bills on time, that person that is understanding that relationships have consequences and are impressionable. So you're making sure that you don't bring the wrong person or the wrong people into your space because you want to guard your heart and guard your child or children's hearts. Is that you? That you are a good person, but you are having a bad season. Even though you're working double jobs, you look at your bank account and there's still not enough money to keep food on your table. There's still not enough money to put gas in the vehicle. There's still not enough money to keep the lights on. There's still not enough money to keep the roof over your head. But you are a good season, but you're a good person, but having a bad season. But as I looked, as I soaked that in, God whispered something to my spirit that I want to release to you today. Are you ready? This is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. He whispered, kingdom people have God seasons. Kingdom people have God seasons. Whether it looks good or not, if God is in it, you can't fail, because there is no failure. There is no bad seasons in God. He created the heavens and the earth. He created the seasons. And what did he call everything in the beginning? When we were reading Genesis, he said, it is good. Everything that God created, he created good. Even in crises, he says that we're in this life, we are going to have trouble. In this life, we're going to be tested. We're going to be tempted. We're going to have challenges. But don't be afraid. Don't worry yourself over those, because Christ overcame those for us. So whether it doesn't look good, whether it looks good or not, if God is in it, you can't fail. And we have numerous of examples where God was in the crisis. Even in crisis, you're being equipped, not emptied. You may feel like I'm losing everything, that I am being pulled and I'm losing my strength. I'm losing my joy. I'm losing my peace. I'm losing my resources because I'm looking at my account and I'm close to the reds, right? And I'm still looking at everything that I am needing to take care of. Maybe you have children that are in sports and you're looking at the upcoming season and you're saying that they are needing the equipment, and it's this $750 or it's $500, and you're looking at your account and you're saying, I don't have the $500, and you're looking at your children and you're wondering how they are going to be able to continue on with this area of their life, and it makes you feel guilty. It makes you feel as if you are a bad parent, right? It makes it feel like you can't provide for your children the way you're wanting to provide for your children, because there is a crisis after crisis, setback after setback, hindrance after hindrances, blockages after blockages. It's like you move up a little and you get knocked back 50 feet, right? You get knocked back way more spaces than what you moved up, the territory that you are gaining. And it seems like you get hit so hard that it doesn't feel or seem as if you're making any progress. I want you to know what's in your hand. I said all of that, and you may be right there. You may be like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. Yeah, that's my mindset. But I want you to take a look at what's in your hand. So let's talk about the inventory. Okay, because this is what the crisis is set up for. The crisis is set up for you to realize what's in your inventory in business. And inventory is what you count, right? It's the assets, it's your sale, it's your store, it's your manage, right? But in the WYIC framework, inventory is everything you've been through, that you survived, that you've learned, that you've gained. And even when you didn't know it was gained, this is what the inventory is taking a look at all of the past challenges that you were faced with, and you're looking at how did I overcome that? How did I meet that need? How did I build that relationship or get away from that relationship? Or how did I stay focused? Or how did I continue to work out? Or how did I survive? How did I thrive in what you thought was, you may have been surviving, but you were thriving. But because of your lens, you could only see, I'm surviving. I'm just another day. I need to make it. Just let me go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow. It's going to be a new day. Maybe it was your mindset shift right then. Right? So this is what the inventory is in the WYIC framework. It's everything you've been through. So this can be a little painful for some of you because you don't want to take inventory of everything you've been through, because taking inventory and taking stock of what you've been through means that you have to revisit some hurtful places, means that you have to revisit some negative places. You have to revisit those moments where you may have been homeless, right? May have been, been in an abusive situation, may have been furloughed, or may have been, your vehicle may have been repossessed. You don't want to think about those moments, but you want to take stock. You want to take inventory of everything that you've been through. Maybe it was, shut down a product line, and you thought this product was going to be the answer, the key to your breakthrough. You had to shut it down. Maybe your clients aren't booking like they used to. Is this you? But here's what I come to tell you. This is what I came to let you know. You still have something in your hands. You still have something in your hands. You are not depleted. You still have something in your hands. And we want to take a moment, and I want to kind of, shift your mindset for a moment. Can you go with me for a moment? This may be tough, and you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, and you're like, okay, Miss Kristy, I hear what you're saying, but I have checked everything that I can think of, and I am depleted. There is nothing left. What's in your inventory? Experience. The crisis, my God, today cannot take away your experience. The clients that aren't calling you back, or the product line that you had to shut down, or you being laid off from your business, from your job, from your 9 to 5, regardless, your experience cannot be taken away. Your wisdom cannot be taken away. Your grit cannot be taken away. Divine strategy cannot be taken away. A word from God. For those of you that are faith-based and you go to church and you read your word and you take in what the word of God is saying, a word from God cannot be taken away. So don't throw it away just because the numbers look off. Don't throw it away. I remember, I was in that moment, in that season, and nothing was panning out. Nothing was moving forward. Nothing was happening. And what I did, I took all of my dreams, all of my goals, and I had written everything out on a piece of paper. And this is, moving, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how I am progressing, and everything. And I'm getting, clients, I'm getting calls, but nothing wasn't moving in the way that I wanted it to move. And my genius of a self decided I was just going to destroy it all because I was so frustrated. I was so fed up. I was so tired of a particular personal relationship that I was dealing with, that things on the outside was moving, but nothing in my personal relationship was shaking, right? It was moving in the right direction. So I just took it all out on everything, right? And I just ripped it all to pieces. Don't throw it away just because the numbers look off. You are carrying solutions that haven't even been priced yet. You are carrying these solutions. So don't give up. Don't throw it away. Okay? So this is what you have in your hand. And after this live, I want you to go and sit, and I want you to write down what you are carrying in your hands that no one, not even a crisis, can take away from you. So we're going to talk about the crisis as being a catalyst. Crisis. People hear it and think something's wrong, right? When you hear crisis, automatically like, oh Lord, what has taken place? Oh, what am I going to do? Oh Lord, what's now? What's next? Oh my goodness, it's not one thing, it's another. So when we kind of hear crisis, we kind of already get our guards up, we get our walls up, and we become defensive, right? We become, protective. We become, hoarders. We get on self, preservation mode, right? We want to make sure that we are having enough for ourselves. We start seeing the pantry food going down. We start seeing our gas running low. We look at our bank account. Our bank account is going down. And now we get into self-preservation mode to where people ask of us something. Nope, I can't because I only have this much. Nope. And you're feeling the crisis is coming on. People hear it and think something's wrong, and you hear it and you think something's wrong, right? Every crisis is a call for innovation. I just want to shift your mindset for a moment. I just want to shift the way you think about crisis. I just want to shift the way you hear crisis, because now when you hear crisis, you want to run towards it. Now that when you hear crisis, you want to say, oh, this is promoting me to something greater. This is my chance. This is what, is opening. This opportunity is opening to me. Every crisis is an invitation to rediscover your assignment. Every crisis is an invitation to rediscover your assignment. Sometimes our assignment get lost in the busyness of life, in the busyness of being a single mom, in the business of answering to everyone else and listening to their ideas and listening to their thoughts and listening to their opinions. And now this crisis is coming to reset us. This crisis is coming to put us back in alignment with our assignment, with our real passion, with our real purpose, with our real, why for starting this business. Because we could start being in competition mode and we lose our focus, we lose our purpose, we lose the passion behind the why, and we get to focusing on the finances. We get to focusing on I got to pay this bill. I want this new vehicle or this new home or these new clothing. We get so caught up in what the world has going on and the way they handle their finances, or looking at materialism and consumerism. We become the consumerist instead of the producer, when God has called us to produce. And so that is your assignment for your business, and is to produce for someone else to consume or have the answer to a problem that they are faced with, a real problem, not this fluff that's going on, not this, oh, I need a new dress and I'm going to, no, real life problems that people are dealing with, people are needing answers to, right? And your business, clothing, it's a lot of fashion, it's a lot of clothing. There is no shortages in clothing. There is no shortages, unless a crisis can be in India, where there are minimum, people that has access to clean water, or Africa, where there are minimum of people having access to clean water, and you come up with this amazing irrigation system, or you have water that is able to be shipped at a minimal cost that will help someone to receive clean water. That may be your assignment, but you got so caught up in the money of it. You got so caught up in the fame of your business that you lost focus of the assignment. So here come a crisis to knock you back into your real reason, realign you with the purpose and with why you have been given the skills and the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom and the go-throughs that you went through, and it shaped you even more. The 9 to 5s that you have worked that gave you more wisdom and insight and clarity on who you are, and gems and things that you could pull from that so that you can use it in your business. So the crisis has come to whip you back into the space of assignment, real assignment, real assignment. Why did I start this business? As Simon Sinek asked the question, why? Why are you starting a thing? And I asked the question, what's your I can? What are you able? What question are you answering? So a lot of times, recession overpower businesses because they lost their I can, and their I can became about being a multimillionaire, a billionaire, hoarding money, hoarding, right? They lost their assignment, their focus when they started out. Maybe, hey, I found the answer and to the solution that someone had, right? Of having no shoes, and I decided to come up with, how to get shoes on their feet at a much, lower cost, but it's going to do the job to get them from point A to point B without having to walk around barefoot, right? You solving a problem, and it wasn't about the finances, it was about helping. And your real reason was helping, and you lost that along the way. And so this crisis has come to put you back into position, or this crisis has come to help you understand your identity again, who you are, who you're created to be, that you're not helpless, that you're not hopeless, that you're not a victim, that you're not vulnerable, that you are created in the image and the likeness of God, that you are more than a conqueror, that you are an overcomer, that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world, that you have everything that you need in order to manifest what it is that God has given for you to manifest. So this crisis has come to put you back in alignment. I told you we're going to shift our mindset when we look at the crisis. And we're going to shift the way we feel about crises now, from now on, because you're understanding, oh, here comes a crisis. And now you're going to get your house in order, right? You're going to be real into like, oh, here come a crisis. I'm seeing this happening. Because there is something that is in my life that may be out of order. There's something in this world that may be out of order, and that God is preparing me. He has prepared me for such a time as this. Now let me make sure that I am ready for such a time as this. And so this crisis is not to take you out. The crisis is to allow you to see that you were created, that what you have is for such a time as this. Maybe you have to go back and look into your systems and making sure that you have your CRM right, making sure that your product is tight. Like, okay, go back to that product line that you lost. Why did I lose it? Was it for that time? Was I releasing it in the wrong season? Instead of allowing it to be tested, this is the season for testing my product and not releasing it in a way for consumers to just go ahead and indulge in, or the answer to a problem right now. It is the answer. It is an answer to a problem, but is this the time for it to be released? You get to ask yourself all of these questions during a crisis. A crisis come to help you see greater than where you are now. Is this good? Let me know. Drop it in the comments that you're getting an understanding on what crisis is and why. Crisis doesn't cancel your call. I want you to let that sink in. That it helps you to rediscover. It's an invitation to rediscover your assignment. And crisis doesn't cancel your call. It clarifies it. My call isn't canceled. It's being clarified. I want you to know that your call isn't canceled. It's being clarified. Who you were created, what you were created to release isn't being canceled. It's being clarified so that you would be able to, when the person who needs it, because they're going to come. When you clarify it doesn't have the right clarity right now. It's a little fuzzy. It's a little hazy. You can't get up and say your pitch about it. You can't talk to other people about it without a lot of fillers and without a lot of, well, it's something like this, or having a long explanation instead of having it a bite-sized explanation to where someone it's easily to be grasped and consumed without going into a long, drawn-out detail about what you do and your product or your services. So now it's not being canceled, it's being clarified. So the next time you are in a space and someone asks, what's your work? You can easily say, I help I help single moms reclaim their life of abundance. So whatever it is that you provide, whatever services that you provide, whatever products that you provide, you'll be able to speak it with clarity, and then give space for them to ask even more and for even more details. And then you'll be able to tell how you help single moms reclaim their life of abundance. How, in what areas, in what ways are they lacking abundance? Just an example. Okay. So clarity is coming. You're not counseled. You're just getting clarity. You're getting clarified. Just ask Joseph, thrown in a pit, falsely accused, forgotten in prison. But when the crisis hit Egypt, Pharaoh called on the one with the prophetic plan. Crisis is not your enemy. It is the incubator for creativity, of creativity. Crisis is a catalyst, not a curse. If your business was born from God-inspired vision, then no economic storm can kill it. So where was your vision born from? Was it born from something that a place from this is just, I've been feeling this all my life. I could pinpoint the time when I had this dream, had this vision, me becoming an entrepreneur. This is something that I've been in since I was a little girl, starting dog walking services. I remember getting my first clients and walking dogs. I was young, and then having lemonade stands or selling candy. So this has been an entrepreneur spirit has been a part of my DNA. And so having this ability now to help other single moms who are transitioning from working a demanding 9 to 5 to building a business they love is a part of who I am. This is a part. And so me being able to do this now is just a long line of where I come from, a long line of this has been my vision. So entrepreneurship is not just a whim, not just a trend, not just something that happened during the pandemic. So did your entrepreneurial spirit happen during the pandemic when everybody was hollering and claiming, oh, you need to start your own business, yes, there may be a business in you, but where did it come from? Was it a trend that you heard and you want to jump on? And so go back and refine it. Go back and refine it, okay? Because vision is more powerful than provision. Provision follows purpose. Provision follows purpose. When you understand your purpose of the business that you are, that you are building, then there will be provision. There will be the clients. There will be the, networking. There will be the resources that you are in need of to sustain your business. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Come on, my words are one blah, blah, blah. Abuse is inevitable. So if your business has no purpose beyond profits, listen now. If your business has no purpose beyond profit, it's vulnerable. If you started a business just to make money, if you started a business just so that you can show off, it is vulnerable. You have built on sand. It is not going to be sustainable, because when the profits drop, when the margins aren't lining up, what is it that you have to sustain your business? What is it that you're really offering your clients, your customers? Were you really solving a problem? Because you become vulnerable, then you're going to have to hike up your prices just so that you can make a profit. It's vulnerable. But if it was born to solve a kingdom problem, it's unstoppable, because you have aligned your business, and only what you do for Christ will last. So you have aligned your business to something greater than just making a profit. You have aligned your business to solving problems. So what problem Is your business solving? Is it solving today's problems that you're hearing? This is where the feedback is coming in. Do you making sure that you're taking feedback from your clients and your customers, and taking feedback from the world and what's going on in the world, listening to what's going on in the world, and then making sure you're going back into your business, having a review day, having a weekend, a Friday at 3 p.m. to where you're reviewing your business, reviewing what's working, what's not working, how your customers or clients are responding, how the what's going on in the world, because it's key. Because now, listen, I'm getting off into something else. Now you can take what you have, access, right? What you have, take an inventory of, or what you have written down, and you can go and take it before God. And you can allow him, and you can let him know, now this is the changes that are being made. What do I do? When you have your business meeting with God, you can hear him, and you can look at okay, this is what's going on. This is what the world is, how it's looking. This is the forecast. This is what the phase, or they're going to take AI, and this is the tech that's going on, and people are more so into this. So how are we going to operate this business? Do you have a business meeting with God every morning? Do you have a business meeting with God every morning? When I was working in JC Penney, and also when I was working for a marketing company, every morning we had meetings, and the manager would let us know the tone for the day. If it was a special day, maybe we had a sale going on, and what to expect. If it was a holiday that was coming up, he let us know what to expect, and how we are to handle our zones. I was in the jewelry department, and how we are to make sure that we are watching over our department, making sure that we know, the customers and what they like, and having these little cards that we taking. If someone comes to us asking us of something, taking their information, and just setting the day and our goal for today. So do you have a day? So it's important every morning that you have a business meeting with God, so that the changes that are being made in the world that can affect your business, you can take it to him, instead of listening to the world and jumping on the trend of the world and what the world has going on, and taking your advice from the world. You take your advice from what God is speaking to your spirit, what he's telling you to do. Ask Joseph during the famine. Okay. He was thrown in a pit, falsely accused, forgotten in prison. But when the crisis hit Egypt, Pharaoh called on the one with the prophetic plan. So when you are spending time with God, you are getting a divine plan, a prophetic plan, a plan that won't fail. Okay. So I want you to hear me well, because we are recession proofing our business. And the only way to do that is understanding the crisis, and then reevaluating where you are. And instead of allowing the crisis to say, well, this is not for me anymore, I'm shutting down my business, it didn't work. It does. It's for you. But you have to realign yourself with the vision that God has, right? So recession reveals what you truly believe. Do you really believe that you are called to operate this business? This vision was for you. It's going to really bring out your inner thoughts, your real thoughts, your true thoughts. Or are you listening to the wrong people? Kingdom citizens are not governed by the world's economy. Kingdom citizens, you are not governed by the world's economy, but by the economy of heaven. This is a different ball game. This is a different economical system, right? We're not governed by the world's economy. So you can't look at Wall Street and get all you know, in a panic because of what's going on Wall Street or what the government is doing, what they're saying, and you getting all flustered and you becoming, worried and you're becoming, panicky. No, you have an ear pressed to heaven because you are a kingdom citizen. And this is where you get your economical plan from, your economical strategy from, right? We don't react, we respond for revelation. We don't react, we don't go jack up our prices. We don't start price gouging, right? Because we are faced with an economical crisis. We don't do, the world may do that. We don't start, the Bible talks about unjust balances, right? He talks about, unfair wages in the word of God. And he talks about, not paying people what they're worth, what they, supposed to be paid. So we don't start withholding. We don't start increasing, stealing, okay, from the consumers because that don't really cost that much. Now, what you can do is if you are so concerned about you want to be more concerned about your consumers solving their problem, because as long as you're solving their problems, you will always be provided for. So what you may have to do is during this season of crisis, like, okay, Lord, do I have to downsize so that I can continue to solve this problem? Maybe you have got a really nice home and you're looking at, okay, how do I maneuver in this season? How do I, in this crisis, what am I supposed to do? And it's not going to be for everything. It only could be temporarily. Do I need to, trade my vehicles in and get something more manageable? Because my focus, my goal is to continue to serve from a kingdom perspective and not allow the world and not allow my stuff, not allow this material things to dictate to me how I show up in my business, how I continue to, cater to the consumers. Because in reality, they are the one that's your boss. I just threw something in there that you weren't ready for. They are the one that's paying for your home. They are the one that's paying for your lifestyle. They are your boss. They are giving you their money. They're paying you to provide a service. Come on, somebody. I just messed somebody up right there. They are paying you to provide a service, to answer a question, a problem that they have. So you don't want to start being shady in your business. You want to be shrewd, but not shady. You want to have business acumen, but you don't want to be slick. You don't want to be sly. You don't want to start doing things underhanded just so you can keep your lifestyle. I'm helping somebody. So it reveals what you truly believe. Kingdom economics in God's kingdom is not subjective to Wall Street or Washington. We don't bow down to what Washington and Wall Street has going on because we are living by a different standard. Again, Joseph in Egypt not only survived famine, but managed the solution for a nation. His business rose to the top. Everybody else had to come to him. Everybody else had to bring their finances to him to get what they need, maybe for their business. Some had to sell their crop to him. Some had to sell their, so that they could continue to survive, right? So they could continue to live and eat. So he began to thrive during a famine. So during a recession, you are able to thrive during a recession because you have a unique position. Maybe God has given you an idea or a change you from a product-based business to a service-based business, to where you become a consultant. You become an answer by helping people solve their problems with, writing them out a business plan, giving them solutions to expanding their company, right? So maybe during this time, your business model changes a little, but This is why it's important to have a business meeting with God and not a business meeting with the world. Come on now. So that you can get a divine revelation about what's going on and how to recession proof. And I'm going to call it that because that's what keeps coming up. Recession proof your business. Isaac not only planted in famine, but received 100 times in that same year because he followed the will and the plan of God. God told him not to go to a certain, I think he said not to go to Egypt, but to go to this place or to go to Egypt. And God knew there was going to be a famine in that place, right? There's a crisis. But so he followed instead of saying, oh, you know what? No, I'm going to go a different route where the grass is greener. I got all these, this stock here, my family, I got to take care of them. And you want me to go into a territory where I know there's a crisis going on? I'm trying to get away from the crisis. I'm trying to move from America. I'm trying to get out and go to another nation, go to another country, right? Live on another continent to get away from the noise, the chaos that's going on in America. When God has said, nope, I want you right here. I want you to plant. I want you to build, and I want you to be successful. And you're going to do the way you're going to do that is by the seed that I have given you. Take an inventory of what's in your hands. So Isaac took inventory of what he had in his hand, and he planted in the famine, and he received 100 times that same year, where other people weren't receiving because they got jealous of him. This is how I know they weren't receiving. He was becoming even more wealthier. He become even more richer, right? And he was just expanding and growing where everybody else was like, I don't know how you surviving. I don't know how you're thriving during this time because our land is dried up. We don't have any water. Listen, that's another story for another day. You have to catch me on Kristy Angelee Ministries for the Bible study segment of this word, because I did release a word for that, the wells of Esek, right? But that's another story for another day. So we're almost done. We only got 5 minutes, and this is going to, I don't know if this is going to be a part 3 or I'm going to get done with this right now, but we just rock it with me. Okay. So I hope you're writing down and taking copious amounts of notes. So when you leave this live, you leave this space, you will have what you need to start building a recession-proof business. During a famine, the prophet Elijah went to a woman in Zarephath. We've been talking about guys and what the guys did, and we're here. This is for elite single moms, and we could take note from any person that has an ear to heaven, right? So we're going to look at this woman from Zarephath. She used her skill as a cook, prepared him a meal. So do I have any chefs in the building? Do I have any cooks in the building? Do I have any bakers in the building? Right? She prepared him a meal, and this generous act allowed her bed and breakfast to be sustained during a famine. Or I would say this is when she started her bed and breakfast during a famine. Come on now. This is what she produced. This is what she started because she kept her ears. She listened to what the man of God told her to do. So when you are having your business meeting with God and he sends the right people your way, because it's going to seem weird. It's going to seem crazy. Like, wait a minute, you want me to do what now? Did you not just hear that I have children that I need to take care of, and this is all that we have? And I'm going to make my last, and my son and I, my children and I, we're just going to give up. We're done. We're going to call it a quits. But he said, no. This is the strategy. This is the plan. So when the man of God, when the woman of God, when you are here on this page, grab a hold to what the Lord is saying. What he may be saying is speaking to you about your business, about your dreams, about where you are, about inventory that you have in your hands. If you are a cook, look at what you have in your hands. Look at what you can do. Maybe there's a recipe that your grandma taught you, and maybe your mom has a recipe. Maybe there's something that you've been cooking at in your house, and you just like, well, my children like it. That's it. Try it with the rest of the world. Go give samples out. I'm helping somebody. Go give samples out where you're working right now. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you're building a business that you love from 5 p.m. until the midnight, then take what you are able to create, your food. Maybe you can give it to your manager. Maybe you can share with a couple of coworkers, but cook enough and go and share it. If you panic in recession, your source was never God. So we don't want to panic during a recession, during this crisis that you may find yourself in. You do not want to panic. We don't panic. We have our hope, we have our trust in a firm foundation. We are solid. Okay? We are solid. It was your trust may have been in that job that you lost, or the clients that stopped coming, or your products that went, that dried up, or your job title. Return to your source, rediscover your seed of purpose, and reignite your original purpose. Reignite your I can. What was it that you wanted to start this business for? And if it was for money, because I need to make some money, then you already started off on a rocky foundation. You already started building on sandy ground, and it was only but the crisis that we are faced with now was what was needed to come in, either blow you down, or to help you to realign. So you say that I want to build on a sure foundation, a strong foundation, and that is customers. I want to build so I can solve a problem. What problem besides, I'm not trying to solve my own problem. I'm trying to solve the problem of those that I said was my audience. I said that I wanted to reach. So help me to really solve that problem. And that means you have to really start listening to them. You have to really start hearing what's going on in their world. You have to really start, keeping your eyes open, spying out the land, so that you can see what's ailing them, what's oppressing them, so that you know that, okay, my solution, my problem, okay, I need to tweak it a little bit. I need to go back and I need to rewrite some things in this, ebook that I am, providing, as a supplement to those that are in the healthcare industry. I don't know what healthcare, maybe someone is in the healthcare industry and you're seeing some concerns that other healthcare workers are having, and now you have this understanding, this idea, this knowledge, and you're writing about it. And now you have been writing, you may have been journaling about it, and now you want to put it in a way that I want to share this pamphlet. Can I share this with you? I've been writing these from my experiences and what I've been learning and gleaning, and I think it's going to help meet your need and solve a problem, and give it to them free. Give it away free. It's not about the money. It's about solving a problem. And when you solve a problem, everything else is going to follow. Your business must serve a generation, not just sell to one. Is it serving this generation? Or are you just trying to sell? Legacy is not what you leave behind. It's what you put in motion that outlives you. What are you putting in motion that is going to outlive you? What are you putting in motion that is going to continue to serve a community, serve a city, serve a town, serve a country, right? What is it going to continue to serve? What are you putting into motion that is going to outlast you and expand? That you built it so it can have room to grow, have room to expand, have room to, take its own legs and begin to walk and begin to talk and begin to, give life to those that come in contact with it, right? It's going to be able to sustain the next person, the people that is working for you. It's going to give them, when it's time for them to leave the job and want to start their own business, you have provided the breeding ground for the next generation to have this space and to have this place, to have this framework, to have this model, so they can copy, they can glean and look at it and see, what did this person do? Not just mimic it, I would say word for word, but have a framework that they can look at. So we want to build not just businesses, but institutions of impact that reflect the king's nature. Your company must be rooted in, I have 3 areas. One, it must be rooted in service. One, it must be rooted in solution. And third, it must be rooted in sustainability. Can it sustain? Can it be sustained during a hard time? Can it be sustained when the numbers are low? Can it be sustained during the crisis? Can it be sustained after I'm gone? It is, the Proverbs 19:21 says, many are the plans and in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. If your business is purpose driven, not trend or profit driven, then it will outlast recessions. I'm giving you the key to success here. If it is not only profit driven or trend driven, but kingdom driven and purpose driven, it will outlast recessions, market shifts, and time itself. It will outlast these things. Okay? So it is our time. I want you to grab a journal if you haven't already. And this is 2:00, and so it's time for us to get off here. But I want you to write this down. I want to activate you during this inventory, phase of our WYIC. So what have I gained from the last crisis I endured? I want you to ask yourself this question. I want you to sit with yourself, okay? And ask, what have I gained from the last crisis I endured? We just had one. We had a pandemic, right? So what did you gain from the last from the last crisis you endured? Now I want you to answer, what skills did I sharpen? What did I learn about myself? What skills did I sharpen? What did I learn about myself? What systems did I build in survival mode that could serve someone else? What system did you build or did I build in survival mode that could serve someone else? And what message was born in the middle of my mess? Listen, your inventory is not empty. It may just be unseen, unorganized, or underpriced, but it's there. It is there. Your job is to identify it, organize it, and multiply it. Your job, I want to say that again, is to identify it, organize it, and multiply it. Okay? So, if this blessed you, and I have some more that I could have shared on that, but I'm going to go ahead and end it now because it's 2:02 and I want to honor your time. So if this has blessed you, watch part 1 if you haven't already. We laid the foundation with the 4 R's of recession, resilient businesses. We laid the foundation with the 4 R's of recession, resilient business. So I want you to drop your inventory revelation in the comments or tag me in the or your YouTube video. Okay, share this with a fellow builder who's questioning what they have. And if you're ready to take this deeper, I want you to join the From Exposure to Income or apply for a one-on-one coaching. I'm going to go ahead and put that QR code for you so that you can go ahead and you see. I think it's up there in the link. It's showing now, I do believe. If not, no. Okay, there it is. I want you to go ahead and scan the QR code so that you are able to join the From Exposure to Income. We're going to be starting that. We're just doing the wait list right now, and you're going to go even deeper. You're going to go even harder. We're going to go even stronger inside of this particular class. And also, we have our Vision Season Workbook. So I'm going to put that QR code up there now too. Your Vision Season Workbook is for those of you who are in a season of just vision, writing it, not even I mean, you're like, okay, I have all of this, and you're writing it down, and you're planning it out, and you are in the season of it's not time for me to release it yet, but I just have all of this. So if you are in this space of that you just have this vision, I have a workbook especially for you where you can walk yourself through knowing if you're in a vision season or not. It gives you tools. It gives you a devotional. You have a place to to write out where you are and to discover what the vision season is all about. It's a beautiful, beautiful workbook. This is our pre-sale phase right now. It will be released on July the 24th. And I'm so excited. So if you go ahead and get your vision season workbook now, you will get it at the pre-sale or pre-order price. It is right now, and it will hit your inbox or your email as soon as it drops. So I have something else that I am wanting to share with you as well. If you are, looking for a community, single moms community that is just going to continue to pour into you, that's going to continue to help you to grow, I want you to join the WYIC Inner Circle. Every month we cover a different theme. We cover realizing yourself as a parent. We're talking about also we cover spiritual growth and our social life plan, and we have a lot of other wonderful things that we cover throughout the year inside of the WYIC Inner Circle. So you want to scan that barcode that's up here to my left, and I may believe you're right, and go ahead and be a part of the WYIC Inner Circle. And then one more thing that I have for you: if you have found this to be a blessing to you, everything that I do is free to help other single moms reclaim their life of abundance. So this is I want you to give. If you want to expand and that, hey, I want to be able to get this message out to a greater community globally, then I want you to give, because we have resources. We have free resources. We have free lives like this that I do so that I can make sure that those who are economically challenged right now can have a space to where they're getting and they're receiving and they're able to build and they're able to grow. And so we're just planting seeds and watching those seeds grow. So I want you to hit that, barcode there and give to this broadcast so that we can continue to expand and reach those that aren't being reached yet with a kingdom message of reclaiming your life of abundance. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you all to life.